Hey everyone, this podcast is sponsored by Caveman Coffee. Make sure you head over to drinkcaveman.com and check out the over 20 different products we're selling, from canned drinks to teas, coffees, whatever you want, we got it. That's drinkcaveman.com. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Trying Not to Die. I'm your host, Jack Osbourne. My co-host.
How you doing, Jack?
What's your name?
Ryan Drexler. You look amazing, Jack.
Yeah, thank you. So do you, Ryan. I like the new
amazing.
haircut. We are joined by a very old family friend, a very funny man, someone I love to have good chats with.
Thank you.
Mr. Jim Norton.
Thank you. I don't know how to take compliments.
Why?
I'm just not comfortable with them.
I'm the same way. I hate it.
I like them.
You do? You like them?
I do.
I hate them.
Yeah, people who like them are usually more sociopathic than people who don't.
It's true. I am.
I find them uncomfortable, and I don't know what to do.
Good.
I'm the same way. I hate receiving compliments. I hate receiving gifts. If you give me a gift, I've had things where I haven't opened Christmas gifts sometimes for like 6 months because I feel embarrassed to open them.
Yes.
It's weird. Yeah, I do feel a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So when I compliment your hair, you don't like it?
I don't like it.
Oh, okay. I won't do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't like specific compliments.
Between friends, it's different. Like if a guy I know and he goes, "Hey, it's great," but it's when people are like, and then Jim did. I'm like, oh, I just want to like just.
Oh, really?
Curl into the corner like a little fat blob and drop dead. Yeah, I hate it.
Okay.
I have this thing though too where what about when Happy Birthday is sung to you?
Humiliating.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's for kids.
Yeah.
Humiliating.
Why
Because
happy
all the
birthday?
attention's on me in a good way, and it's loving and it's
Yeah.
nice, and there's no sarcasm to it. I don't really know how to deal with it.
That's interesting though, because like with stand-up comedy, it's like you want people to laugh and you want to have their attention. Why is it? I don't know. Where does that lie?
I don't know. Maybe it's a control thing. Like when you're on stage, it's that you're talking to people and you're saying what you want. But when the people are singing to you, you're just kind of sitting there like a dick, and everybody's singing to you, and you have to pretend you're happy. I'm the same way with my parents. Have Christmas presents for me, and I'm like, just stop. I don't want just a card is great.
Yes.
I don't need anything. There's nothing I want. Maybe it's because I feel like the positive attention, I just don't deserve it, and low self-esteem works on stage. It doesn't work when someone's singing Happy Birthday.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So you don't like presents? Like if they get you a Rolex, you're not going to be happy?
No, I mean, like
I'm just asking.
I wouldn't be
you know what I mean?
ungrateful.
Okay, you wouldn't be.
No, but I would also. I'm gracious about it, but I always feel like I don't deserve it.
Okay.
It's embarrassing. It's humiliating, and it shouldn't be. There's a deep psychological thing there. When
Interesting.
positive reinforcement or gifts makes you really feel like humiliated.
See, I feel like I'll, before I get into this, a big part of Try Not to Die is kind of exactly the title. Like we explore like, all right, how are we trying to like keep around a little longer, and like how do we all work, and everyone works differently, and Ryan and I are super open about some of the
struggles,
the struggles that
Absolutely.
we have overcome and are working on, and all that. But as I know you are, but one of the things that's like a life theme of mine is this notion of like subjugation, right? And it's like a weird early formative years where I felt that if I was needy, if I wanted something, if a lot of attention was on me, it was bad. It's like this weird thing that I have. So like I feel like on birthdays when I'm someone's giving me anything, or if I'm receiving praise for anything, I feel like, oh, I'm being a problem because I'm requiring a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's really weird, this lack of deserving. Like I remember as a kid in Edison, I got like a little chopper bike, and all the kids in the neighborhood were like, "Wow, that's so great." And I'm just the opposite of somebody who shows off. I was just like, I don't deserve this. It's not that great.
Even
Like
back then.
Yeah, even from childhood, I was very embarrassed.
Something must have happened. We got it done.
It definitely did. Yeah. Oh, there's a whole bunch of things that happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, many of which I signed up for, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. My therapist told me I was molested. I'm like, no, I showed up voluntarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I was there. I was in for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We but you've always been pretty open. You've always been open about addiction and recovery and all that.
Sure.
Was that a conscious thing when you got sober about just kind of owning it?
Well, I got sober before stand-up. I got sober when I was 18, so it's like it was just what my life was. Like I didn't talk publicly about it because there was no public. But I started doing stand-up at 21.
Wow.
And then, you just talk about whatever's in your life, so it was kind of naturally there.
Yeah.
But I've always avoided preaching about it because, lecturing people never change anybody's mind.
Yeah.
No one can lecture me into changing anything. I just live, and if it helps people by example, great. But the idea of lecturing people, I just can't do.
So you haven't had a drink since you're 18 years old?
January 31st of 87, yeah.
I was 17, yeah. When
You
that
say
never had a legal drink camp.
Right, yeah, no, me neither. Never in a bar.
Did you say 1977?
No, 87.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, 87.
February 1st of 87, yeah.
That's rare to get sober that young back then.
Yeah, a long time. My dad was sober. He still is. So it's like I kind of knew what it was.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard. I got sent to rehab a year before.
Jesus, they had rehab back then?
I know, in the mid-'80s.
Jesus.
I know. You think that's like a millennial thing. No.
I mean, no. Back then?
And did you go to treatment on the East Coast?
Yeah, I was forced in after a suicide attempt, and I wound up drinking in the rehab with my roommate, this older guy, Dwayne from Trenton, and this other guy, Harvey, who was batshit crazy. And we used to get sent out to 12-step meetings, and they went out and bought liquor. So he bought himself a pint of wine, he bought me a half pint of vodka, and he bought Harvey, I think, a pint of vodka. And we drank in the rehab, and they got kicked out, and I lied, and I stayed, and then drank for another year.
Jesus.
What was your kind of, okay, I'm done with this?
It wasn't my worst night was not my bottom. Like the weird, like my last night was not my bottom. Like it was just, I was just lecturing somebody on sobriety while I was drunk. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? I have to stop this. And I just stopped, and I started going to meetings, and I didn't think it would take. And it just did. I don't know why I stayed.
Yeah.
I have no great explanation for why I'm still here.
It's funny. I got asked to speak at a meeting the other day, and I was saying like exactly that. Like, I don't know why I've stuck around.
Yep.
Maybe it's the community. Maybe it's the pride of being sober. Maybe it is the steps. Maybe it is. I don't have any one thing as to why. Why
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Do you like speaking? It's my least favorite thing to do.
Hate it.
Oh, you don't like speaking? I love speaking.
You do?
Oh, I love speaking in front of people.
Oh, I hate it.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Is that?
Well, I gave the speech to Coach.
Yeah.
And I like to speak. I love speaking in front of people.
Ah.
Are you sober?
Yeah. Huh?
Are you sober?
No.
Oh, you don't mean 12-step meetings?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. I. You know what it is? It's because I don't feel like.
Tell me, because you're a really good speaker.
Well, I think it goes back to what we were just talking about. I think it's that I don't feel necessarily like the information that I have is necessarily. I'm like,
You have a lot of information,
but I don't feel like anything I'm going to say at a meeting is something that you can't read in any of the literature.
Okay.
Or speak to any 50 other people in that room.
Okay.
About. I don't know. I don't feel like my story's particularly special. I don't think but that's just a lot of like negative self-talk stuff that, I still struggle with.
Yeah, I have nothing to say. I feel, I hate doing it because I feel like there's convention speakers who are really good talkers.
Yeah.
And
I love that word, convention speakers.
Yeah, they talking, they're sober 35, 40 years, and they talk in front of 1,000 people. They have a great story. They have a great, what it was like, what it's like, what happened. I'm just like, and then I just suck at it.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, stand up, I'm comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with.
Okay.
Do you think, though, that getting sober at a young age and getting comfortable speaking in front of people was a good prep for doing stand-up?
I don't know, because I wasn't comfortable when I started stand-up, and I'm still not comfortable speaking. So I don't know if that tied in. It actually got me to do it. Like, I went with a guy from the meeting. This guy Larry came with me, and we watched my first show, and then he came with me when I did my first show. So I probably never would have done it if I wasn't sober. But I don't know if there was a jump from, because I really didn't have any confidence. It's one thing, being sober, you're confident. I still don't have confidence. I don't know why. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Dude, because you've got your IMDb isn't short. Like, you've done so many things, and it's from being around. It's like when you're there, eventually things just come to you. Like if you stick around and you show up, and I'm decent at certain things, but I'm never overconfident with what I'm doing. I'm always like, they could take this away in a second. Yeah. That's why I'm always busy. Yeah. Because I'm like, this will fail, that will fail, that will fail. So then I'll be juggling a lot of stuff. Yeah. Well, you kind of have to now. It's you got to spin. It's like spinning plates. You can't just have one thing anymore. No. 15 years ago, you could survive on like, I have a show, or I have my thing I do. But it's now it's just the way entertainment is in any capacity, where it's music, acting, comedy, whatever. Right. You have to have these kind of multiple plates you got to juggle. Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to do that. I like to focus on one thing because I'm always
thinking about it, like how I can be better at that one thing constantly and putting the reps in. It's like at the gym, reps.
Do you think that's kind of just because of the CEO in you? Like when you're running a company, it's like, boom, that's my company, that's my energy.
You know, one of the things, and we can relate this in jiu-jitsu, is being resilient. I think being resilient is saying, okay, I did that wrong, but I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I'm going to be a better version of myself. But I love focusing on one thing and one thing only. So I want it because I'm constantly thinking about it. The problem is when I'm multitasking, I can multitask, but then I can't think about anything specifically and clearly enough. I have to think of one thing. I write it down. You know, great that we have ChatGPT now because, of course, it's like I have the assistant I've always wanted.
Yeah.
So I write it down. I make my notes. I put it into an email. I keep the email in a draft form, and I constantly read it and read it and read it. And then I'm marinating on it. And then I can think about other things. It always works better for me. It's like, you know, it's like jiu-jitsu, right? I just constantly trained and never looked back. And before I know it, it's close to 20 years. Yeah. You know, I never like, oh, what's going to happen next year? I just looked at this week. Okay, I got to get in there this week. I have to. Oh, next week, I got to get in there. Next week, I got to get in there. And then before you know it...
Kind of keep it simple in that way.
You have to keep it simple. Yeah. Too many people are like, you know, and I relate this to belt promotions. Hey, I think it's my time. You can't go through life thinking it's your time.
I literally... The idea of asking for a belt promotion... I mean, I would rather ask a woman to compliment my dick. Like, I can't think of anything
can't believe... It's cringeworthy.
It's humiliating.
Yeah.
Humiliating to say... To someone who's teaching me, hey, what about my?
It is when I hear someone talk about it. We have a friend. We won't name his name. He showed up to lunch one day at a purple belt. He was a blue belt. I go, dude, I don't even want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to be around it.
He pre-ordered it.
He pre-ordered it. I've never pre-ordered any belt.
Pre-ordered?
Yeah, he pre-ordered on Amazon. He wanted to look at it. What do you want to look at it? Sleep in bed with it. What do you want to do with it?
I don't understand that. That's
because he thought it was like he was ready, so he wanted to get a new belt ready for him. But you can't look at jiu-jitsu that way because it's absolutely the anti-jiu-jitsu.
What, did he just read The Secret? And he's like, you know, if you put this in the universe, it will happen.
You know what?
Dumb advice.
That's what they do. They throw it. They believe it. Oh, here's the purple belt. You know what I mean? Like, man, don't. It's going to slow down your progress.
But here's the thing, though.
Now tell me.
I took a picture of him holding the belt, and he was like, delete that. He was like...
Oh, he knew.
He knew.
Did he get his purple belt yet?
He did. Okay. He did. And he's a good purple belt.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's very good.
He comes into class, and he's really funny. Like, he's a funny guy.
We love him.
I love him. He comes into class, he goes, you know, it's funny. He goes, Professor's the only one that could beat me. Like, my game's very much like him. I go, what? No, it isn't. Everyone just passes your guard and does it. Like, dude, what a self-believer you are. Yeah. I mean, you're a Tony Robbins of jiu-jitsu.
There's a really weird line between confidence and you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this one is, though. This one is.
That's psychopath.
This one is.
Oh, yeah. But in a great way. Yeah, but that is it's funny. It's like, you know, all the self-helpy shit. I was talking to someone about this the other day, and I just... It's so funny how so many of these like books that are coming out, like what's this one that everyone's going on about right now? Let It Be, or is that Let It Be? Is that the book? And it's like #1 bestseller and all that. And I read the back of it at the airport recently, and I'm like, oh, this person has literally just read the acceptance paragraph out of the 12-step recovery, and they've just turned it into a book.
Yeah, people just need to read it though. It makes them feel good. Yeah. They see like a tangible excuse, like, or a tangible solution.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, that's what I need to do. And then they read half the book and they put it down and they never do it.
Yeah.
It's all. I mean, look, the 12 and 12 is enough. I mean, there's nothing in any book I'm going to get that's not in there.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand people's desperation to ask other people what to do.
Yeah.
People have no faith in their own ability to move forward.
Because families don't like to communicate. They don't want to be judged. They hold everything inside. I think if your family, like I'm very, like I have very young kids, and I've been with my significant other for over 12 years. We communicate. We overly communicate. And I think what that does is it opens up the playing field that you can talk about these things you normally wouldn't talk about. Because people feel weird talking to the significant other about certain things, crazy things. And you might think it's crazy, but your significant other will appreciate it. So I think it's the communication level in families. Listen, I grew up in a family. No one talked about anything. Your hair had to be brushed. You had to have a nice suit on and slacks. You know, you had to look good. If you didn't look good, hey, you look good on the outside. Who cares what you look like in the inside? I mean, growing up in New York, we were outspoken, but everyone was very judgmental.
Yeah.
My family is communicative and very much willing to talk. I'm the one who shuts down.
Oh, interesting.
And
Interesting.
And
I'm trying to dig in. I thought maybe that was the thing.
No.
Okay.
They're very open. I mean,
Okay.
they're really nice people. My parents. I wrap myself in a little shame coat and walk away. I just don't want to talk about anything
So
real or
interesting.
deep. I don't know what it's deep-seated shame shit, but
whatever.
no one's fault but mine.
Yeah.
Well, but at least you're aware of it.
I'm very aware of it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm
How's
afraid
that,
of it.
How's that in your marriage? If you don't mind.
No, I don't care.
Wow.
No, please.
Okay.
I know.
I'm just asking. I'm asking.
She's much better at talking than I am. Like, we had a fight the other night as we were driving around, and she was just, I shut down. Like, I don't feel like I'm talking to a real person. I feel like this is not happening.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. And then afterwards, I feel terrible, But sometimes she keeps going and going and going. I'm like, sometimes we should shut up. We should stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop
Why don't you put the radio
talking.
That's too passive aggressive.
It is. Yeah, that's even worse almost than silence.
Show tunes?
Even
It's
more
Christmas.
passive aggressive.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be pretty awful if she's fucking having a breakdown on Bing Crosby.
Show tunes.
Christmas. Fucking lighten
It's
up.
Christmas. Come on, Radio City Music Hall.
you
Let's
fucking
do it.
buzzkill.
Rockettes.
Yeah, no, I just like to shut up and just like,
Yeah.
because I say horrible things, and I know I say horrible things.
Yeah.
And I've learned throughout my life.
Impulse control.
Impulse control.
I hear it.
Just shut my mouth and stop talking.
Yeah, I do. I have to like remove myself. Like when I get like flooded, angry, whatever, I'm like, I need to get in my car, just go somewhere for a little bit, and just come back down to earth.
Because certain things you can't take back.
No.
Like you can take back, I shut my mouth and I didn't talk. Because that goes away. But if I say something terrible, that's always going to be in the
can't
air.
do it.
You can't do it. And I've done it in past relationships.
Yeah.
And with my wife, I'm better than I've been. But it's still difficult.
I've never done that with the one I'm with, but past relationships, I did do that. Well, I worked a lot on relationships, and it works out really well. I just breathe.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Let me just think it. I'll go into the mirror. I'll talk to the mirror about it, but I'll never say it. I can't.
Yeah. It
It's
feels
horrible.
good to think it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes some of those...
There's nothing wrong to think and talk to yourself about it, whatever you want to do, but it's the application of saying it, because then, obviously it brings it to another level.
Yeah, once it's out, it can't be put back in.
Can't unsay things.
That's a great thing, and definitely something we're talking about, because I think a lot of people say things in relationships, and then it kind of beats down the relationship even more. Then if something happens, infidelity, then it's just it's not good.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's really hard. It's hard to be faithful. Like, and I am faithful, but that's why I fattened up. I mean, I know why I fattened up. It was because all those years of just doing whatever I wanted sexually, like I had complete freedom, and now
interesting.
That's where the dopamine came from.
Yeah.
It was all dopamine hits.
Big time.
And now I'm within a marriage, and I can't do that stuff. So it's like last night we're just ordering room service, and I'm eating, and I'm my energy is not going the way it used to go.
That's what's great about the East Coast. You can get a great pie. A
You
great
can,
pizza
but
pie.
it's also the curse of the East Coast.
Yeah, Chinese food. You like Chinese?
Occasionally,
Dumplings?
I get very sick. No.
You have a bad stomach?
No, but I'm so paranoid about what I eat. Like, as much as I'm
interesting.
overweight, I should be 300 pounds the way I want to eat. But like dumplings, I just can't justify a dumpling.
Oh, so what's your go-to?
Pretzels.
Oh,
Soft
interesting.
pretzels?
No, hard little nugget pretzels. The bane of my existence. I'm the only guy to do jiu-jitsu and get fatter. It's really crazy.
Oh, there's a lot of people that
There's
have
a-
gained come on, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
we
know
know a
some-
lot of people, right, Jack?
I know some thick boys in jiu-jitsu.
But have they gotten fatter? Like, because you know
I
me
know.
since I'm very skinny.
I know people that have, because jiu-jitsu doesn't really.
Once you get your base cardio in, you can just.
I've seen guys that come in. I mean, they're rolling and their bellies are just. I'm like, how does that happen?
I know.
training, right?
I think I'm a tougher roll when I'm fatter.
Do you
Just
think
because I'm
so?
heavier. My
I'm-
base is better.
Yes, that's 100% true. I'll lay sometimes. And again, the guy who teaches me, if I get into a position, he's letting me there. I'm not stupid.
Sure.
You know, he's a black belt. I'm not
Yeah, of
taking
course.
him down and mounting him. But there are times where I know it's harder for him to get out but it's because I'm a fat fuck. And I know, like, he'll say, like, wow, you have a good base. And I'm like, no, I'm just fat. Like, I can feel how heavy I am on you. So if I was your thing, he'd probably just throw me against the wall.
This is the lightest I've ever been.
I could see you're very light.
I'm very so. I just got done doing I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, the British version, and I was living in the jungle for 22 days, and I came out and I was 154 pounds. I have not weighed 154 pounds since I was probably 13.
I haven't been since 14 or 15. I was a skinny Marine too.
Yeah.
14 years old, 15.
I'm like
This height too.
Yeah, and I feel wispy. I feel like, and
You got to put some weight on.
I know, I do. I absolutely do. No, but I was training this morning, and it was first time back in a month.
Tell me how was it? Did you feel weaker?
I didn't feel weaker. My cardio felt great, and but I just felt light. Like I have no base. I was getting sweet.
Really?
Dude, my base is gone.
Because you got really good base when I roll with you.
Yeah, our coach was just the.
Oh, he didn't like that you were gone so long, so he was putting it on you.
No, he actually was because it was a bit. It
wasn't that weak?
Well, no,
It
because
wasn't
I got my fourth stripe today on my purple belt, and so
You take a picture?
not with coach. No, I took it in the car to send it to Ari, but
Nice.
it was a bit of a test day. He was just kind of. It was,
Right.
he was just seeing like where I'm at, like if I was retaining a lot of the stuff, and so he was kind of, he was putting me in positions, he was letting me take positions, so it was a good day. I felt good.
You do?
I do. I mean, I feel weak as shit. But
What time do you go in the morning?
I usually do 8 or 9 a.m. Wow. Yeah.
I
But
can't.
But I'm up early with the kids, so like by the time I get to class, I've already been up for 2-3 hours.
Right, so you're awake. I can't do it.
You don't get up early?
No, I mean, for me, 9:30 is I did radio for 20 years, so it's like I'm
being
used to being
Anthony.
up. Yeah, and then just continued after that. Show imploded. Unfortunately, the fact that actually lasted 10 years is
It was a
fucking miracle.
great show, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
I think that was the first place I ever met you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
I
first
can't-
place I met. Your dad I met before, but the first I interviewed him actually on O&A and your mom too, so I'm sure it was there.
Yeah.
It's where I met everybody, pretty much.
Yeah.
Through the radio
How did you end up doing Opie and Anthony?
through Dice. I used to open for Dice.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
And in 97 to 2000, I toured with Dice, and he was going on Opie and Anthony. In like 2000, we did the Garden together. I mean, he did the Garden. I just opened, and O&A were part of it. So I started going on that show in about 2000, and then it ended in 2014.
Wow.
But I just kept going.
Dice.
Yeah.
Are you still close?
Oh, yeah. I haven't talked to him in a while. I think he's in New York now, but he's always on the road. He's doing his thing. But, I mean, he changed my life. I credit Dice, Opie and Anthony, but I also credit Dice probably more than anybody because he took me there.
Yeah. How did that relationship start? Was it just you met him in the comedy circuit? And
We were out here in L.A., me and Jim Florentine and two other comedians, Rich and Lenny. We were staying. You know where the London Hotel is?
Yeah.
It was the Wyndham Bellage back then.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
And we were doing the Louis Anderson show on the Santa Monica
Louis
Pier.
Anderson.
Yeah,
Can
who I
you
love,
believe
by
it?
the way.
The best.
We wound up going to the Comedy Store, and we met Dice one night. So the next day, we're at the Louis Anderson show, and we're just bragging about we met Dice. We talked to him for a while, and the woman who was the warm-up for Louis goes, he's my best friend. So she told Andrew, oh, my God, these guys love you. They were raving about
Oh,
you.
he must have loved that.
He called the hotel. I answered the phone. He goes, it's Dice. And I'm like, this is not fucking Dice.
It was a prank back then. People
It was a
pranked.
prank.
It was a prank.
But he goes, meet me outside in like 20 minutes. So me and Jim met him outside, and he took us furniture shopping for himself. He went furniture shopping. We just watched. He took us for Slurpees, and some woman
7-Eleven?
was flashing her tits at him. Yeah, it was so crazy.
Wow.
Oh my God. What year is this?
This is 1997.
Amazing. Great time to be in LA, too.
Great time to be in LA.
Slurpees. They had Slurpees.
I just passed the 7-Eleven today on my way here. That place is still there. And there was a woman in the clothing store, and she was like, come here. And she just kept flashing her tits at him. It was so bizarre. I'm like, what a life.
Why?
Because he was Dice.
Oh, Dice.
Dice.
Okay,
I
not
mean,
you.
Come on.
Oh,
No,
Dice.
not me. He told me to come over, and he kept talking to her just so me and Jim could see. It was very fun.
Wow.
But yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah.
And then he just started calling me and leaving me messages. Dice likes to, I believe at that time he was doing Ambien. So Dice liked a late night phone call.
Okay.
He had no.
And what was the late night phone call like? What would he say?
Norton, and he would just start talking or talking about material he was doing. It was really lunacy.
Norton.
Yeah, he was fucking nuts.
What time was it? 2 a.m?
Sometimes, yeah, because it was 11 o'clock here.
Did you pick the phone up?
Every time.
Okay.
Every time. I wasn't getting up. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was talking to Dice. It was great. He's out of his mind.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think, 1990, late 90s, he couldn't go on Amazon and buy random shit on Ambien, so he had to call you.
That's exactly what it is.
Ranker. Yeah. Maybe you got Guthrie Ranker late night. You know what I mean? The infomercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He would call people and he would be in an Ambien stupor and he thought he was Elvis. Like he really was crazy. He was a fucking nut, man.
Wow.
Were you dying at some of the stuff?
I loved it.
You loved it, right?
He's still one of my favorite people. Yeah.
Nice. That's great.
So he's one of your favorite comics, right?
100%. Yeah, he's very underrated because people, there was that whole thing where critics, they never gave him the credit he deserved. But if you listen to The Day the Laughter Died, which he went into Dangerfields one night at the top of his height of his fame.
Dangerfields.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, on 60th and 1st.
Wow.
And he went in unannounced and just went on stage for 3 hours with no material. And Rick Rubin produced it.
Was he killing people?
No, he was having a really bad set. Some of it was killing, and then people were walking out because they weren't his fans. There was like 30 people there. And he put out this masterpiece of just talking and kind of half bombing. It was it's a double album set. It's one of the best comedy albums of all time.
Wow. Do you think comedy's kind of going through like a new bit of a revolution, if you will?
I don't know. I mean, every few years we think that something is happening that's going to change it. Like, oh no, but now you can't. But it always is fine. It's like the hands of a clock. The things it's pointing at, you can't make fun of this stuff. Then it clicks one more. Don't talk about this stuff. It's like the sacred cows change, but there's always something to push back against. So no, maybe it's going through there's so many people doing it, and there's so many ways to get famous now, but there's also room for more people. So, I think it's a great thing.
I mean, speaking of Dice, I'm sure you've seen that. Was it Timmy No Breaks?
Yes, on Kill Tony.
Yeah, he's like a new incarnation of Andrew Dice Clay. It's pretty funny. He went on Kill Tony and he's young. He's got to be in his late 20s. And his whole shtick is like he's doing a Andrew Dice Clay kind of impersonation, but he's pretty funny, and they kind of make fun of him for it, and he just pretends like he doesn't know who Andrew Dice Clay is. I don't know.
It's funny. I know who Timmy. I think I know him. I'm sure I've met him.
I don't know who he is.
You should check him out. He's funny.
You sure?
Yeah, he's funny.
I'm a Dean Martin roast guy.
Yeah,
I like Ruth Buzzy. I'm a Dean. Like I'm a heavy Dean Martin roast.
I met her in an airport once.
Did she hit you with the bag?
No, I wanted her to. She was so happy that I knew who she was.
She didn't hit you with the bag?
No.
Oh, I love it. You know who Ruth Buzzy is?
No.
Oh my God! You ever see a Dean Martin roast?
I mean, maybe once.
Her and Frank, the bits were unbelievable.
Sinatra?
Right? Yeah.
I don't remember the Sinatra bits.
Oh my God, with the bags, the faces, what she looked like, hit him with the bags. I mean, it was crazy.
She would always hit you with her purse. That was her thing.
That was a big thing. Ruth Buzzy was my favorite.
Okay.
I'm kind of old school.
Yeah, that's really old school, bro. You're talking like Brat Pack.
Yeah,
Rat Pack
my
roasts.
favorite movies: Caddyshack, Blazing Saddles.
Sure.
I mean, come on, I know every line. You know how it is.
I heard Rodney showed up to the premiere of Caddyshack. The owner of Dangerfields told me this.
Tell me, I love it.
He showed up in a car that was being towed to the premiere. Everyone else is pulling up in limos, and Rodney gets out of a car that's being pulled by a fucking tow truck.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I hope that story is true.
And the Rolls Royce from Caddyshack? I'm kidding.
It was just a piece of shit that was being towed.
Hey, Wang, don't tell me you're Jewish. Hey,
I thought part 2 was better.
You did?
No.
Sequels are rarely better.
$114 the hard way. You know the lines, or you don't know the lines?
I mean, I know Caddyshack. I don't.
Okay,
I mean,
okay. I've studied the lines. I love it.
Yeah,
that's like I'm an '80s guy, so it's like I love it. Grew up in this city in the '80s. That's why it must have been tough for you to be sober, because '80s was crazy in New York and
I moved
the
to
'90s.
Jersey. I moved into New York in 2002.
Oh, okay.
But you used to go to New York. I mean, Jersey's right there. I mean,
It
pretty
was
much.
right there.
Yeah.
But I got sober in New Jersey. I moved into New York because I wasn't making any money, but after 9/11, the prices went down for like rentals. So they were giving places away. They're like,
wait, why? I'm just kidding.
the air quality. Actually, it was the air quality. They're like, hey, we'll give you a
He
free.
moved to Tribeca.
De Niro did.
I almost moved to John Street, but which was right there.
Oh yeah.
But
okay, there's a bar on John Street called John Street. Do you know this place?
No.
What's the deal with it?
Do you want to hear a crazy fucking story?
I would love to
This
hear
is
it.
insane.
I'd love to hear a story.
I was at John Street in July of 2001. I was out drinking with buddies at this bar would let me in. I think I was like 16, maybe 15. Yeah, I was about to turn 16. I come out of this bar. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, and it's right at it was at the base of the Trade Center.
Yes.
And I look up, and obviously the World Trade Centers were there, and I was wasted. And I went, you know what's gonna happen one day? Someone's gonna fly planes in these buildings.
No way.
Really?
I swear.
Did you tell anyone that?
I swear. I
Yes,
told.
Muhammad Atta.
No, but there was like I was with 4 people.
So someone knows that you said this.
Yes,
Okay.
and on
Proof of
9/11,
life.
I swear to God, I got 2 phone calls from people that were there, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
And this was in July.
Tell them you work for the CIA.
I mean, no, you know what it was? And as weird as this sounds,
I want to hear.
it felt obvious to me. I'm like, you've got these 2,000-foot fucking buildings.
Wow. I never
at
thought
the
that.
end of a giant island, which is the gleaming,
Yeah.
accomplishment of American capitalism and the American empire.
It's crazy.
It just felt obvious to me.
That it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And didn't James Woods see people, like he saw Muhammad Atta and one of the other guys like on a dry run?
Yes.
And I think he reported them like
No
these guys
way.
are doing
Yeah.
something.
No,
Yeah.
he did.
LaGuardia?
Before 9/11.
Yeah, he was because he would fly the Boston to LA route, and that's what they did.
Oh.
And he reported it to the FBI like a month before.
They said it was the cab. I went to school in Boston. They said it was the cab company. They were the terror cells.
the cab company.
Yeah, there was like Weymouth Cab or one type of cab company
Yeah.
up there. They were all working at the cab company.
Oh.
There's all sorts of weird. I mean, listen, it's as time's gone on, stuff's come out about it.
Yeah.
It's like they still don't know what they were doing in Maine. That like the night before they
were in Maine?
They disappeared for 18 hours before, a bunch of them, and they were apparently in like Portland, Maine.
How'd they get to New York?
They
in
drove
time?
from Boston to Portland, Maine, then came down to Boston to get on the flights at Logan on 9/11.
I wonder if they were at a strip club. Like those guys would do stuff like that. Like they would have these send-offs and do this weird shit. Like
I heard that.
They,
I heard
they
that.
would go to strip clubs and
Yeah.
so maybe they were doing something like that.
I mean, up in Maine?
I don't know.
You been to Maine?
I'm going there. By the time this airs, I will have been there. Yeah, but
Where you going?
Herman, Maine.
Speaking of Maine, dude, you should come to the Origin Jiu-Jitsu camp next summer.
Is it in Maine?
It's in Maine. It's so much fucking
The accommodations aren't great. I wouldn't go.
Yeah,
I like a gentleman's accommodation.
Okay.
No, these aren't gentlemen.
I like a
It's-
gentleman's
You ready?
accommodation.
Okay, tell them what happened to you when you went there.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on.
Tell 'em
So
what happened.
Origin takes over this
I love he talks
very
so-
fancy,
yeah.
like,
It's
you know,
not fancy.
what, the camp?
Tell them what
That
happened.
camp's like 20 grand to send your kid
It
there
doesn't
for
make
6
a
weeks.
difference. It looks like a halfway
They
house.
take over a summer camp, and Origin brings in all these amazing instructors from all over, and it's like a week-long
Not for us, Jim.
summer
Yeah,
camp for jiu-jitsu. It's great.
Right.
Tell them what happened.
What?
Well, you got there. Your neck was. Yeah.
I was very stressed out. I went up there. I was dealing with some shit. I fucked my neck up on the plane. Rolled for like 6 hours.
And then tell them what happened.
Completely screwed my neck up, and then I got a hemorrhoid,
And then no, you didn't tell them. Then you got a flu.
and then I got a flu.
The roid is the worst part.
Yeah,
though.
the roid was the
The
worst.
flu will pass.
I
The
don't know
roid's gonna
about
be
this.
there
He
for
was
a while.
lingers.
He was sleeping in. He was sleeping in what one of
bunk.
those. Yeah, those bunks.
Well, I had my own little cabin.
He didn't have great accommodations. It was cold that night. There was no heating. There was no nothing.
I needed you there to cuddle me.
Nah, I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like. I don't know if I'd like those accommodations. I'm very.
You know what I looked up? I go, oh, there's a Wyndham. There's a new Wyndham. I'm gonna stay there, Jack. He goes, you really gonna stay there? I go, of course I'm staying at the Wyndham. I want to come on with my own accommodations. I want to watch a Netflix at night. You think I want to, why do I want to stay in one of those like
It's part of the vibe.
I'm great. I cannot be part of that vibe.
And you're sharing like a room with people.
I wasn't
Sleeping head to toe.
Like the normal folks are in like a giant cabin. It's a
normal
summer
folks.
camp, but they put me in my own little
How
cabin.
about the food?
The food's not bad,
Not great.
dude. But you're a food snob.
I
You
am.
only eat like steamed fucking.
No,
dust.
I don't. I don't. I eat meat now.
Now
A little bit
he
here.
eats meat.
Oh, you said you were a vegan before.
No, I have like half microbiotic and have some meat now.
Okay.
I have to.
Yeah.
I need some of the iron.
All right.
You know.
There's no pills for that.
Yeah, I listen. I'm very much into supplementation. So the next question is, since we're trying not to die, what do? You say you don't eat as bad, right? Like, so what's your diet like? What like? You drink caffeine?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what your normal diet is. Like, what do you do that is nutrition focused?
That's just a lot of grilled chicken and proteins. I actually eat fairly good. A lot of salmon.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I'm just fatter because of the carbs. But
what carbs?
Pretzels and stuff like that and breads. And my wife is a shit shopper and brings home. I literally think she wants me to have a stroke. Yep. I do. I think she wants the money. She wants me to have a stroke. She's
Entenmann's? Does she bring Entenmann's home for you?
What's Entenmann's?
Entenmann's cakes. Like they're coffee cakes.
He knows what those are. That's
no,
what I'm
but
saying.
she'll bring home things she knows I'll eat.
Like what?
Like a bag of granola. Like a tasty fucking granola.
With chocolate in? Like, is it granola with the chocolate in? So you think
Sometimes,
it's good, but it's like
Dude,
actually
you must have
not.
iron teeth. Those hard pretzels, granola.
I
do
have very good teeth.
You never lose a tooth?
No.
Oh, wow.
I have excellent teeth.
Okay.
But the granola, I'll just binge. I'll stand there.
You'll snap them
2
all
in the
back.
morning. Yeah, man.
2 in the morning?
Yeah.
What are you watching?
Nothing. A lot of times I'm just up.
Staring at...
I'm online, gooning.
Okay. Oh, you're gooning? What else? Tell me what else.
Granola.
Granola?
Like granola, pretzels, stuff like that. Occasionally at the Comedy Cellar, I'll binge. But it's more just more the carbs. When I travel, I'm on planes. I'm just eating.
Do you eat on the plane?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
really?
scared to fly, so it's a normal thing.
Oh, you have the roll when they bring you the roll and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes I will. Because it's normal.
You know the roll and butter they bring? I always wondered if people eat that. You know they have the roll, the butter, and
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I think it's...
What do you drink on the plane? Do you drink
usually
sodas?
club soda. No, I don't drink.
A lot of seltzer for the stomach.
I know. Diet Coke makes you really binge. I've noticed that when I drink Diet Coke, it sets something off of me, and I just start eating like shit.
Interesting. Yeah, it's funny. I do that. If I drink a Coke, it's like I go all out. Like I'm like going in and out and just like hurting myself.
Yeah.
Do you drink a lot of Cokes?
No. Diet Coke occasionally, but no Coke. I hate Coke. It makes my teeth fucking feel gritty.
They do.
A sugary drink sucks. Yeah. I don't
So
like
so
Coke.
you'll drink soda water.
Yeah.
Club soda.
Club soda or those Waterloos. You know, those delightful little, they're no calorie
Okay.
things.
Give a hint of lemon in there or something?
Yeah.
Do you do any like supplementation or anything?
No, I probably should.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a Centrum.
No. I mean, I take my, what do I take in the day? I take like a little something for my heart.
Flintstone gummies.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Only before I roll.
He's good. Blue Chew. He's good. Very good.
Before you roll. It really helps the blood flow.
So you don't drink any energy drinks, do you?
No.
You've never drank
Coffee. No. I don't like energy drinks because, again, they make my mouth feel sugary and lousy. And they get me too... coffee is a slow progression.
You know how bad some of the energy drinks are with the glycinate? Like,
what's glycinate?
the same thing that's in Roundup.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. The artificial, you know what's weird about it? Like, you know, and just trying to talk about health, that, you know, all the immune system is in the gut, right? It's the gut biome that really helps with the immune system, and the energy drinks just kill your inflammation.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like energy drink. I don't like how they taste. I don't like how they make me feel.
I got massively addicted to Celsius a couple years ago.
Tell what happened.
What's Celsius?
Celsius is like this.
You don't know that?
It's
No.
this
How about
crazy-
Monster Energy?
Yes.
It's like Monster, but it's like the healthy. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
marketed it as like, no, we're like the pre-workout drink. I was drinking like actually sometimes like 4 of these things a day.
There's no way.
I was so fucking cracked out. It's 200 milligrams of caffeine in each can, and they're like, you know, whatever these size.
I want Jim
cans.
to taste it after. I want to see if he likes the fruit juice. You like hibiscus?
I do, as long as there's no sugar in it.
There's no sugar.
I'll probably enjoy a hibiscus, sure.
But I was like fully cracked out, and I went through a full withdrawal, headaches, like just. It was insane.
Doesn't it make your stomach fucked up? Like whenever I have something like those like the high caffeine fast, it makes me feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot of caffeine. Like a cup of coffee.
You don't
90
you don't
milligrams.
know me, dude. You don't tell me what I need.
Huh?
You don't get to tell me what
Yes,
I need.
I do. I need to help you. Okay, no, I don't.
But when you're traveling and you're on the road, is it hard to kind of stick to your routine?
It's again, it's hard to not really misbehave. It's hard to not do the things I did for a long time.
Well, how do you misbehave? Like, what do you have? Like a Coca-Cola?
Escorts.
Hey,
But I don't
now.
do it now. I
Hey,
haven't done it
now.
since I'm married.
Hey, now. Okay.
Okay. I mean, you know, horses for courses.
Yeah.
At least he's honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. It's addiction like food, like anything else.
Yeah.
It is, and you know, it's hard to overcome. more than food
yeah.
or anything else, because it's a drug, but it's an acceptable drug for people. Because
Yes.
one thing, people see you and you're on drugs or you're on cocaine or anything else, they notice that, or you're an alcoholic. That type of addiction people don't see.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like food. Sex and food are very similar.
Yes.
Because you have to have it. You can't be abstinent, and you're your own pharmacist. You give yourself little hits. You can eat what you want, or you can go on your phone and look at what you want. It's all of these things that you're in charge of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a rough one.
Well, yeah, and I think it's something we talk about it on here. It's, I jump into the S programs too, and it's it's kind of like the I think in the next 20 years or so, we're gonna see it being acknowledged on a larger level of like, hey, there's a problem with how we're doing things.
Yeah, there's so much shame with it, and people do all the fake scolding.
Yeah,
they're
it's just a lot of
pretending they
shame.
don't get it, and it's like I there's nothing I love more than when one of those professional scolders gets caught either
my God,
blowing
is that the
someone
best?
in an airport bathroom.
Yeah, while smoking crack.
Oh, I love it.
What was it? Who was the?
Who was a professional skill? That he's great.
No, who was the? There was a politician that was really like.
Was it Larry Craig? Was he the one that is that his name? I don't remember. The guy who was tapping the foot.
Maybe.
There was. I think that
in
was
the
his
bathroom?
name.
He was in the bathroom.
Yeah, but he said
tapping the foot.
he would piss with a wide stance or something.
Yeah.
That was the guy. It was the Minnesota or Minneapolis bathroom.
Yes, and then but then someone, I don't know if it was a politician or one of those mega church pastors who got busted smoking crack in a motel with a man. Like there was a whole.
But there was one guy who used to get massaged from a male escort, and he was like real anti-gay, and the guy, and then he was outed by an escort. He was like, "Wait, how are you so anti-gay? Like I massage jerk you off." I forget his name, but those guys always go. Those guys always.
Yeah, it's always
the politicians.
Or the megachurch preachers.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the ones that steal the money and have Rolls Royces.
Yeah, private planes.
I love that.
And
We
they
do
wanna-
it for the church.
Yeah.
We do it for the church. There's one guy that has the Rolls Royce in the church.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast recently, and this guy has come out and he did this whole docu-series about kind of blowing all this stuff up about with or some of these mega churches that have the guy's got like 4 private planes and a runway in his backyard and a $15 million house, and it's just like the manipulation of just the system, and it's wild.
I think Kenneth Copeland has like 4 planes.
Yes.
There's a great video of a woman questioning him, interviewing him as he's getting into an SUV, and she just keeps asking about his planes and how he does she
and he just
fucking-
loses his shit at her.
He's just, you can tell he wants to wring her neck, and it's very funny.
Yeah.
She brought him to a point that there was no return.
Yeah,
No.
but but it's like anything, right? It's like that there'll always be. There's always someone that wants to that ruins the fun for everyone because they just take it too far.
Yeah, but you get why people say no comment too, because they twist everything you say, and like once you say one thing, you're now walking. You're in the conversation.
It's a domino.
Yeah, it's a domino. So
But no comment's the best.
No comment, nothing. Let people make of that what they will. But that dumb Kenneth Copeland standing there trying to out-charm this lady. I mean, she killed him.
She killed him. He thought he was too smart.
It was like watching Prince Andrew, or what is his name now, Andy, in that interview.
He got the
I don't sweat. I don't sweat.
I don't sweat. Like, here's the problem. That's a guy that's never been called out for cheating. Like,
I don't sweat. That's a sick. That's
when
crazy.
you're that rich and you're that beloved and you're that coddled, you don't learn how to lie. Because everyone pretends that you sound convincing. Oh, Your Majesty, that's absolutely. Nobody says to him, "What are you fucking what?"
Yeah.
You need people in your life.
You need that. A lot of people
Yes,
don't have that.
That will go, "What are you, an idiot?" Like
Yep.
it helps to have that, because then you get like a better sense of where you really are.
It's what's the Emperor's New Closet syndrome, right? Is it
The new clothes.
Oh, the Emperor's New Clothes, yeah. And it's that you see it in Hollywood all the time, where people are running around and they are rarely pushed back on. Their thought process is never questioned. It's just like, you are great, you are awesome,
Yes.
you are perfect. Anything you do is correct. And it's really why you see, I think, a lot of very well-known people, whether it is in music, movies, politicians, whatever, why you see them fail so miserably down the road is because you got to get that hard criticism. You got to get that pushback.
Well, it happens with actors too. Like because actors are very used to people. Again, everyone's afraid of being kicked out of the circle, so they'll sit there and they'll pontificate to people about whatever it's about, and then they get on Bill Maher, and then they have to deal with some autistic expert on that subject, and they just look like idiots.
Yeah,
because they have like a very surface knowledge of it that people who are afraid of getting kicked out of the circle will go, "Oh, you're absolutely right," instead of telling them that they sound stupid.
Yeah,
and that's
Is that
what
why
happened.
Larry David doesn't do a lot of interviews?
I don't know. I've only met him once, so I don't know him.
It's funny.
he doesn't need to. That's
Yeah.
why he doesn't do interviews.
He's probably not interested in doing them. Like,
Yeah.
he has his opinions. I kind of like that he doesn't run around telling everybody else what to think.
I've never heard it once.
No. He hates Trump. I mean, you know that. But he more speaks through his show, and he doesn't go around kind of yapping at people what to feel, which I like.
Yeah,
No,
me too.
He just speaks his mind, like most people are thinking.
Yeah, but it's not finger waggy. He always feels like he stays in his lane.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that's what happens when you get fatter. You always want to make sure you're sitting up straight, so I'm not just collapsing like a fucking
you feel
gelatinous
like?
mass.
Oh.
Yeah.
You look good. Don't
Like
worry.
the grimace.
My wife tells you that you look good. I'm like, shut up, I don't.
Huh?
Yeah, but I know it's based in hatred of me. Yeah, I forget what we were gonna say.
Talking about.
Let's talk about his trip over to England this summer.
Oh sure.
Oh, God, yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about it. I mean, I'd love to talk about.
Yeah, you were at the last gig.
I went over.
How'd that come about? Like, how did you I'm going.
Well, we had asked. I mean, your mom, I guess a year before, said it is happening.
I thought they said no in the beginning.
What?
To his ticket? I'm kidding.
They literally, nobody knew if it was going to happen, but we found out it was going to happen. Me and Jim were like, we have to go. So we booked gigs just to pay for the trip. We booked London, we booked Birmingham, we booked Manchester.
Did you share a hotel room together?
Never. No,
Okay.
never.
Okay.
No, I would never share a hotel
You sit
room.
next to him on the plane?
No, we flew separately because
I'm just interested, like,
Would I
because you
have?
guys are
Sure.
very close. Because you guys are very
I
close.
love flying. He got my first paid gig. in
Yes, I
1990.
know. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I would have flown next to him, unless if he chose to fly in the back of the plane, I would not have been.
You wouldn't have done that.
Not even if it would save his life. No.
Okay. Okay.
No, I would
not my gig. Not my gig.
no.
Not in the middle seat.
No. I have to sit in the front.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
But I don't fly private. I can't afford it. So we went over there, and it was. We actually went to the Sabbath house. I'm sure you saw the video. It was,
We saw it. Yeah.
But that was Jim's idea. We took a 2.5-hour Uber ride to go to the Maple Durham Watermill, I think it was called. And it was really weird to see. It looks exactly the same as it looked.
Isn't
in
it
the
odd?
60s. It's crazy. And somebody left the gate open, and instead of just standing outside, we were just like, let's just go in. And we went in and walked up to it and took video and shot video inside the house.
No way.
Yeah, you could see a little bit. I put my phone up against the window so you can kind of see. And it is creepy.
Yeah.
There's a refrigerator in there, which really I didn't like.
What's in the refrigerator?
I don't know. We didn't see it,
Dahmer.
but just the fact that there's a refrigerator in the Sabbath, I didn't need to see that. But it was creepy inside. It looks isolated and just lonely. And at night, that place must be a fucking horror show.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy we did it. And James Hetfield, I saw him backstage, and he called me over and he talked about how much he loved that video, that was like the highlight of the trip, that Hetfield saw it. And I was finally able to make him happy for even a minute.
Wow.
Made
You
me happy for
you stayed
30
in London?
years. We stayed in London, then we went and did gigs in Birmingham, and then stayed in Birmingham and went home the next morning.
Both of you guys together were doing gigs or
Yeah,
separate?
yeah. I just booked shows, and me and Jim just split the money.
That's right. You said you were like, oh yeah, because we briefly chatted in the little VIP thing.
By the way, that VIP area, this is what my life is, right?
Let me hear.
Me and Jim are just walking around. We see Dave, and he goes, "Yeah, why don't you guys just go into the VIP area and get your shirts?" And I'm like, "What shirt? Just right inside." So he introduced us to some friend of his. He goes, "Yeah, just go in there." So we walk in, and we're looking at these specialized shirts they had, which were just regular shirts, but they said Black Sabbath. And the guy's like, we're trying them on, and the guy goes, "Who are you guys?" And we're like, "Oh, we're comedians, and we're doing some interviews for Sirius."
Guess who are you guys?
We weren't supposed to be on. He goes, "Did you talk to so-and-so?" And I thought that's who Dave introduced us to. I'm like, "Yeah, Dave just introduced us to him." And then the guy he was talking about came over, and he's like, "I never met these two."
No way. Is that serious?
It was a mistake. This guy thinks that we're trying to scam him for shirts.
Was that serious? Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, "No, but Dave's friend." I was so...
They give you the shirt?
No, we didn't. I we were going to pay for them. I didn't think they were going to be for free. But he wouldn't even let us buy them.
Why didn't you get the Sabbath tattoo? That was free.
I've never gotten a tattoo.
Was there really someone
Yeah,
that gave you
dude. That's
tattoos?
why
No,
it
but
is.
someone there.
That's great.
Was
Yeah.
someone there?
That's they had tattoo artists back there giving free Sabbath
That's the
tattoos.
sickest. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where I
Well,
got
the
it.
only thing I ever would have considered getting is a tattoo.
You could have got a tramp stamp.
Oh, I'm right on my back.
Yeah.
just Henry the Sabbath demon in the small
Plus
of
a
your
lotus
back.
flower.
What was your favorite part of the day, besides photobombing Kelly's proposal?
I couldn't.
He did not. Did he do
It was a
that?
mistake. I was just standing there.
Of course, he was standing there.
And there was. I was just going to say hello really quick. I mean, again, your dad was in and out, but
He's like Magoo. He's got timing.
I just wanted to say hi, and there was a security guard going, "Hey, wait, step back." So we finally say hello, and then all of a sudden the proposal happens. It was like right after that.
He couldn't get away. He was stuck there.
And you just see me like a screensaver in the corner while this proposal is happening, and I'm just wrecking the fucking
Where's
video.
Waldo?
No, it's actually an amazing photo. All those photos are amazing because it's like some of my friends are there. Some just random people are just kind of.
There was no warning.
Well,
there was no warning.
Well, hold on. My dad decided. I don't know what this is. It must be the first time in history. He's like, I want to go to the after party. And we're all sat in the dressing room. We were kind of getting ready to leave. And he's just like, I want to go. And we were looking around. We're like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, take me. And so we're like, okay. So we get him in his chair and we get him in there. And Sid, I guess, had wanted to propose to Kelly at some point during the day. And he was just like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. We had my dad like sat in the corner. But he turned up at the after party to the obviously his final gig, and there must have been hundreds of people in this space. So everyone just kind of mobbed around him in this kind of semicircle, and there were hundreds of people just kind of like slowly pushing in, and so even if you came up to be like, hey, what's going on, guys, high five, you couldn't leave because you were just kind of boxed in.
Yeah.
So both Jims came over, said what's up and whatever, and then after, hey, how are you? They couldn't get out. Everyone was just kind of stuck.
So you were stuck there, Jim.
We were just kind of standing there, and then this was, I think, he was talking to somebody. Might have been Dave from Megadeth. I don't remember who he was talking to. But then it was like, I think your mother went, oh, everyone quiet. Like there was an announcement going to be made. So we didn't know what it was going to be. But, we wanted to see what the announcement was because, Sharon tells everybody to shut up. You shut up.
You were curious.
Yeah. I wasn't going to walk out. And then it just happened. And he made a very funny joke about, what did he say? You're not going to marry my fucking daughter?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
He had great timing.
He did.
Really good.
Did your father know?
I mean, listen,
mom,
I think there's a difference between knowing you're funny and believing you're funny.
No, did he know that she was going to get engaged?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
But the timing was so good on that fucking line. Killed. It was perfectly silent.
And it totally threw Sid off, too. Yeah. Sid was like, he just kind of laughed through it.
Yeah.
Sid doesn't like jokes.
No, Sid does. Yeah. Sid very much likes jokes.
You just don't expect one at that moment.
Yeah, you think, I mean, what would you do if,
No, not that. It's regular. Yeah, okay.
You're proposing in front of the family and 300 other people.
Yeah, at a massive, I think.
Imagine the lines. Jim would have had lines.
No, I would have been like too nervous to say anything. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is fuck this up. I would have just shut up. I mean, I'm very careful. But
how about a holidays, like with your family? If there's like a time to joke, do you joke?
No, I'm weird around my family. I'm quieter around my family.
Okay.
I don't like it to be all about me or my family.
Okay.
Like I don't want to just talk about
so
my
if someone
job.
wants to tease, you don't go like, oh, you want to tease? No problem.
They always want to ask about work and stuff, but I would rather, hey, what are you guys doing? Like I'm much more interested in hearing about them than talking about my own dull career.
What was some of your highlights from the gig?
Seeing obviously your father on stage and seeing Bill with them, seeing the four of them together, because I knew that was a part of it. Like they never had the proper final moment for all four of them, and seeing the love they were getting, and I could kind of see that he was understanding how much, like the response, as good as it was, that was a highlight. Watching Metallica do Johnny Blade was a highlight. GNR did. I forget what they did, but watching them cover Sabbath songs was amazing. I loved seeing the tributes to the band while they were there to enjoy it. Yeah. Like it wasn't like a posthumous tribute. It was a tribute while they were in the room.
Sure.
And then just to see them come out and just fucking own it. It was I was so happy that your dad made it through. And again, I know there were health issues, and I was just happy that it went That's all I cared about, was that the show is going to happen and that it's going to be. People were like, oh, they felt kind of sad. I'm like, I fucking felt great for him. I was so happy that they did it.
Yeah.
Like, what a way to, even if he hadn't,
Amazing.
passed away, it was still a tremendous way to end the career.
100%.
On your own terms, in front of your fans, in front of 40,000 or 50,000 people. Fucking great.
Yeah. No, exactly. And I think that's what, always, has struck me and everyone close to my dad. It was like he got to say goodbye.
Yeah, and it was just this happy. I was happy for him that he was getting that, and I was happy again for Bill too, and for Tony and Geezer. The four of them started it. It should have been the four of them ending it the way they did.
Yeah.
And I was happy to see Jakey Lee.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I'd never met Jake, so we wound up interviewing Jake, which was so unplanned.
Totally. But what a fucking story.
Oh, getting shot in
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he got shot, 6 times, a year ago?
I don't think we asked him about that.
How did he survive that?
I don't know.
And why did he get shot? Was he in the wrong place at the wrong time?
His dog wanted to go out late night. He was like, well, whatever. He took his dog out like 2 a.m. to go for a piss. He was walking down the street and he saw these guys carjacking someone.
Oh.
And so he went up to like help, and they turned around and he got shot like 5 times.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing to get involved
And the
with.
guys that did it had murdered someone the day before.
And he survived.
He survived.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you'd never know it when you were. He was it was funny to hear him talk because he was so happy to be with your parents and like to be back in this atmosphere. And then when he was like playing, he was nervous about his playing, which I thought was funny. Like a guy that good, who like is on such iconic songs, was still like thinking like, hey, am I doing a good job here?
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I think Dave Draymond I think he sang "Shot in the Dark," and I just love seeing different people cover these songs.
Yeah. Tom Morello did a really good job.
Amazing job.
Kind of orchestrating that and picking who was doing what and when. And
Really? So he orchestrated
yeah,
everything.
he was the kind of musical supervisor for the whole
I
day.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we saw some of the first night of rehearsal, which I wish we were at, but we were doing our gig that night, which was when I think Sabbath and Guns N' Roses or Metallica, whatever they warmed up, we weren't there.
I'll send you the footage. I have it.
Oh, I would love to see that.
I would love to see it too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were working, so we watched the rehearsals of the second night, and it was just great. I
Yeah,
mean,
the rehearsals were awesome.
they were fucking.
How good were they?
Awesome.
It was just cool because they just
There
had
was
it.
no one there.
Well, it wasn't even on the stage. Well, the rehearsals that I saw they had a little room set up at the.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and so everyone was just kind of corralled into this
And
room.
you just see them playing in that little room.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was great.
goodness.
It was awesome. It was really, really cool. I mean, I wish we did a better job kind of documenting everything of that day. I think like in hindsight, it's like I wish we had like just someone like a videographer or a photographer just glued to my dad the whole time, because there was so many just like cool little moments.
Tidbits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was the one being like, hey, take a picture. Like anytime someone came in the dressing room, I was like, take a picture. Just because it's not how my parents ever rolled. Now it's musicians have their social media guy with them at all times.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
But we just never.
Everything's documented for social media.
Yeah.
And me and Jim didn't take a photo. It's funny, I have so many photos of your father, but we just went down and we talked to him for a minute. And
I'm glad you guys got to see him.
I am too. I was very happy, but we did. I'm hoping there's photos that exist just from people being in that room.
Yeah.
But I didn't think to say, again, it would have been weird.
Let me look. I might
Or
have
video.
I might have some.
There was so much
where
stuff
you're in,
rolling.
yeah.
I was dying to, but I kind of regretted it because I'm like, you don't know that's gonna be the last time you see a person.
Sure.
But again, when someone is being overwhelmed by so many people, it's like we've met many times, and I've been very fortunate enough to talk to him, and like I was a very lucky fan.
Yeah.
I was a very.
Did you see him in concert prior?
Oh yeah, all through.
yeah.
I think since the Motley Crue tour, since the first Shout at the Devil
Motley Crue.
tour. Yeah,
Ooh, that
since
must have
that
been.
tour. It was crazy.
I think like one of my first memories of you was at PNC Bank Ozfest.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, in was it in New Jersey? What was it? Camden, New Jersey.
It might have been. Was that when you were on stage with Disturbed? There was a moment where they brought you on stage.
Yeah.
And that's probably 2005, maybe.
Earlier.
Was it earlier?
That would have been 2000 or 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. We would go like whenever he was twice a year, usually religiously.
Ozfest?
Yeah, I mean in Jersey and then Camden or sometimes whatever the two local gigs were. But long before I did stand up, I was going. So I was just so lucky to get to interview him. It's like, as a fan, you don't usually get those chances. You get to say hi to somebody once at a meet and greet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't actually get to sit with them for an hour and talk about the new record and sobriety and so I was just very fortunate.
Yeah. Dad always liked chatting with you. He always did. And he would always say it too, just so you know. I know you hate
I'm
compliments.
glad to hear that.
I know you hate compliments, but
I do.
He did. He always he enjoyed chatting with you because I think he liked the comfortability because he knew that, I think he knew that you got the demons a little bit.
Yeah, and I was never going to try to make him look bad. And I remember one time I was out with my ex-girlfriend and my manager, and I happened to text him randomly. And sometimes they get back to you, sometimes it took a while. And either way. And he wrote me right back and he goes, "Where are you?" And I'm like, he goes, "Are you in LA?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Why don't you come over? I'll play the new record for you." So it was just me and him in the house sitting there.
You left your girlfriend somewhere else.
I walked out of the restaurant while her, my ex, and my manager ate together. I left. I gave them a courtesy. I'm leaving.
You didn't do that. I don't like doing that. You just left.
I would have. I'm telling you, if it was a deathbed scenario, I would have walked out.
You just
I left them in the restaurant.
How quick did you get in a cab?
Went immediately. I just called an Uber and went and listened to the new. I think it was Ordinary Man.
Okay.
I believe that was before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yes, it was. No, that was right before pandemic. Yeah,
I think it was. But we sat there in that. He had a room off to the side.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, there's a little art room.
Yeah, that was. So I was like, yeah, man, I got really lucky. But it was obviously terrible to hear the news. Yeah. But also people were like, what a way to go.
Yeah.
What a way to go. You got to do it. It would have been worse if it was before.
No, as I said, it was probably the best mic drop of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do this massive, great big show. I'm going to say thank you to everyone and good night.
Yeah. That's how it wouldn't happen for me. Like, I don't have that type of graceful exit.
Oh, God, no.
No.
Yeah,
no. It would happen on my way to a gig. In fucking, I'm going to Maine this week. I'm going to get, by the time you're hearing this.
Eating a lobster roll, something happens.
Yes, if you're listening to this, it's probably in memory of Jim Norton. I fucking slid off the road, shoving pretzels into my fat face. I hit an oak tree on the way to a fucking half-sold room in Maine.
Where the heck are you staying in Maine? What is that, northern Maine?
Herman, Maine. No,
Herman.
It's kind of in the middle. It's near...
Augusta.
I don't know. Portland?
Portland.
Now, do you know it's near Augusta, or are we just yelling a Maine place?
I think it's near. No, because I went to camp up there, so I think
did?
I think it's near there.
He knows Maine well.
I do know Maine.
I'm well. You show you how stupid I am to take that and then Connecticut.
It's cold
and
up
Boston.
there now.
I know.
Fuck, dude,
why
it's
would
gonna
I
be
do that
freezing.
now?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Because I'm stupid.
You have a big ski jacket, or
No.
you don't care about cold?
I hate the cold. My jacket, the pockets are ripped. I need a new coat.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do.
Oh, interesting. Living in the East Coast, you don't have a proper coat. It just snowed there.
I know. We have our dog with somebody, and they sent us pictures. That's how I knew it snowed. They sent us pictures of our dog frolicking in the snow.
What kind of dog?
It's a Yorkie.
Oh, nice.
It's lovely. I love having a dog.
Yeah. Did you bring a dog on the road?
Under no circumstances. He panics, and he doesn't handle it. He pants
He
in
needs
the
Xanax.
car.
He needs Xanax.
There is little dog drugs you can get.
Gabapentin. Yeah.
I just don't want to deal with it. My wife, I don't want to deal with a dog shitting in a hotel room.
Yeah.
And he's very stubborn.
How's he sleep at night?
Good. He sleeps good. She sleeps on the couch a lot with him because I like it freezing and she likes it hot.
I like it cold too. 60?
Yeah.
65?
No, I'll usually go to 70, but I wake up, it's like 60, 63.
And she likes it warm.
She's 80.
That must be tough.
Apparently, if you can't sleep at night, that if you turn the temperature down in the room, like if you're having a hard time, it supposedly is what puts you to sleep.
It's the best for inflammation and longevity, being a cold at night.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Like there's a hibernating instinct. I wonder if that's in all mammals like it is in bears.
Do you have a big cover?
I do, yeah, but I like a lighter cover.
I bet you sleep with a lot of pillows.
I do, but I
knew
sleep
it.
apnea.
See, I knew it. Right?
Yeah, sleep apnea. So I have to.
Oh, do you? Do you have the big machine like Tracy Ullman did?
Yeah, but I'm too claustrophobic to wear it. It's so I just literally.
Oh, so you're snoring like a buffalo.
I use a mouth guard. It's stretching my mouth. It's really.
Did anyone ever catch you snoring? Like they videoed it, like how loud it could be?
No, because I'm not that bad. I tend to go and then just almost die, and I wake up and I have to piss. It's your body waking you up.
I heard John Candy was the biggest. The snoring.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, it was like a buffalo.
Have you seen the documentary yet?
No.
I Like Me, it's called, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I want to
love
see
Candy.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's just he was so underrated as an actor.
Yeah.
Everyone knew he was funny.
He was a great actor.
But people didn't realize, like, he did a movie called Only the Lonely with Maureen O'Hara, which was fun. I think Ali Sheedy was in that. He was tremendous. Obviously, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He was really good. And people knew he was funny.
Yeah.
But they didn't talk much about, like, what an actually
Alone?
good actor.
But even in Uncle Buck, he does it's a funny role.
Summer Rental,
but
he
it's
was great too.
Yeah, the guy was hugely talented.
I think
Hugely
he's the
talented.
second funniest fat man ever. Like, Gleason, I think, was the first.
Gleason,
Like,
you're right.
Gleason.
Gleason, you're right.
But I think Candy, Chris Farley was great. Belushi was great. But I think Candy is the second.
Candy is
behind
one of the
Gleason.
funniest. His parts, in the films, Home Alone, the Kenosha Kickers. I mean, he's just a.
Do you know that was all improv?
I
watched something recent. Like, it may have been actually something from the documentary, but he had no dialogue written for Home Alone.
Really?
Apparently, it was all just.
I could see it.
They were just like, go.
Wait, what did John Candy do in Home Alone? I don't remember him in that.
He was the guy
was
at
in
the
the band.
airport. He was at the the polka band.
Yeah,
that,
Kenosha Kickers.
Oh, I don't remember.
that
I,
drove
That
drove
her
them
in the
drove
van.
them home.
Yeah, drove her home. He was the Kenosha Kickers.
I actually did not remember
polka.
that.
Yeah.
I love him in Stripes. We're on our way to
Stripes,
bingo
wow.
parlor. Shut up. Okay, sir.
Stripes. Wow.
Big fat muddy
going
head.
back.
He was
So
the
you
best.
loved all those. Like, what was your favorite film? Because I know that we're similar generation. Even though I look like I'm 40, the similar generation.
You
type.
do look much younger.
I do
was
look
thinking
young,
when
right?
I came out, I was like,
We're-
Jack, who is this
well,
kid?
We're about the same ages.
It's because
you
of
know
his
that.
Hitler
How
Youth
old are you?
haircut.
Yeah, it really is.
What's your?
It's a very Reich haircut.
What?
57.
55.
Yeah.
Wow, very similar.
yeah.
What do you think? I look good. No inflammation. Pretty good, right?
I didn't notice. I wouldn't have thought of the inflammation because I don't know what you would look like inflamed.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Look young, right? In the 40s, you would think.
I don't know. I'm feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think?
I would say late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
But
Really?
only because of the silver foxness.
Okay. You got some silver. On
I
your
do.
hair.
I do. I'm getting silvery.
You and I both had the same reaction. When I found out you were 55 and you found out I was 57, neither of us were surprised.
He's good. This is what I'm trying to get. You see it? I'm trying
Yeah,
to,
he loves this. He loves a good roast.
So what's your favorite? What was your favorite movies like coming up? Like the same as mine, Caddyshack.
One
Lazy-
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Wow. Oh, now I know. Now it's
Clockwork Orange.
The
but-
darker.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he's the darker. Shining.
Love The Shining.
Ah, see, here we go.
One of the few times where the movie really is scarier than the book. Stephen King's out of his fucking mind. He hated the movie.
Really?
Yes. Like,
Yeah,
what you're wrong. I don't care what they
Stephen
focused on.
King is insane.
He is. But he's a genius. I mean, he's made me very happy my whole life. I've been entertained by Stephen King.
Yeah.
It's like Rob Reiner. Like, I mean,
Oh, we were gonna bring it up, so go ahead.
Rob Reiner entertained me. Like,
And did you know him well?
No, I interviewed him once. He was very nice when I met him, but I didn't know
I heard
him.
he was a very nice guy.
Of course. But I mean, All in the Family and then the things he
Meathead?
directed,
I
he
mean,
made
come
me
on.
happy my whole life.
Yeah.
He
His
did.
work made me happy.
It was one of those things too where I mean obviously for people listening, we're recording this podcast the day after his very tragic murder, but my wife, she was like, who's Rob Reiner again? And I was like, just look him up.
Spinal
Yeah.
Tap, Harry Met Sally.
His body of work, I mean, for people that aren't super into like knowing directors, I mean, it is
He's
insane.
one of the best.
Yeah.
Prolific.
Indeed.
Misery. I mean, come on.
He
Yeah.
did Misery?
Yeah,
He did Misery, yeah.
He did Misery.
Holy shit.
Which, by the way, they changed something in Misery, which I think they had to.
Which one?
In
the
the-
cobbled box, like getting the
in the book, I believe she chops the foot off and solders it shut. Like she chops his foot off with a hatchet and blows it and uses a flamethrower or something to stop the bleeding.
what they did enough.
Yeah.
killed my ankles.
The hobbling was.
I mean,
was
the
terrible.
cobbling. I mean,
Yeah.
the hobbling when they hit. I mean, it killed me enough. I
Yeah.
mean, it was. But he was genius, and it just shows about, as we talk about trying not to die, the mental illness.
Yeah.
And I think families have to realize, what's happening within their families in mental illness, because, they could be victims.
Yeah.
By the way, is there any worse person at eulogizing than me? We're talking about Rob Reiner, and I'm like, but in the book, they cut the foot off and they used a blowtorch. Ugh.
But it's so what is it as it stands right now? The son is
They think he murdered him. He's been arrested. They had an argument at the Christmas party and
Yeah, at
cut their
Conan's.
throats. It was just terrible.
oh
Yeah,
Geez,
$4 million bail, but he You know, I read. I mean, he really had a disturbed past. The son. You know, he lived on the streets.
Definitely had to say. I know he had some addiction problems.
Yeah, everyone knew it was him too. As soon as it happened, everyone's like, "That's who did it." Wow. It was one of those ones where apparently everybody knew.
That's so sad, man.
I just to think though, like where you have to be mentally to go, I'm gonna now murder both my parents.
Well, it probably happened at the time that he was so angry. He probably picked the kitchen knife up and he had enough.
Or was he on something? Like, it'll all come out, but you wonder, like, was somebody fucked up? Were they on meth?
Yeah.
You know, people do horrible things when they're high.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't taking his meds and everything else, and his brain just melted down.
Yeah, it's a terrible.
I mean,
that's the thing about mental health and addiction. No one is impervious to it. It can get anyone, every socioeconomic position. It doesn't matter. It's the great equalizer at the end of the day.
He was worth $200 million or maybe more, and none of it. You're right. None of it prevents that stuff.
Yeah.
And people who think like, well, as a family, your parent, you should you can't control that.
You can't control it.
You have he's got 2 kids that are not like that. Like, you can't control how people turn out.
He was trying. Listen, he did a film with him.
Yeah.
He did a film with him.
But also, nor would any parent ever think, I don't want to say ever, but what is the likelihood of them ever going, yeah, maybe our son's going to cut our throat one day?
Like when you're holding a baby, you don't think like, I'm holding my murderer.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not something I'm sure that occurs to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to, I won't have kids, but, for those that do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've never wanted kids.
My 3-year-old, speaking of holding your murderer, my 3-year-old, right? She's going through this crazy 3 phase, and she looked at my wife the other day, and I have no idea where she got this. And she went, I'm going to get a gun and shoot you in the head, then throw you in the trash can. And
very specific.
And we were like,
wow,
what?
Very detailed.
We were shocked. I was like, where did you get that? I was like, you know what? The elves are here, and they're going to go tell Santa you said that, and you're going to get nothing. She ran, and so the whole deal with Elf on a Shelf is they're these magical elves that will do tricks, but they're making sure you're being good. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
But kids love it, and they, if you touch the elves, they lose their magic and they won't tell Santa they won't relay messages to Santa. So she went and touched the elves, so they couldn't go to tell Santa what she had just said. So she fully tried to cover up her heinous words she said to her mother.
Like Mr. Slappy.
Yeah. And I was just like, and I have no idea where she got it from.
What a smart kid, though, because look at the logical progression of that. I'm going to get a gun, shoot you, and then throw you in the trash. Like, she knows that she has to get the gun. She knows what to do with it. And she
the trash
also
is
knows
the best place to throw you.
Yes.
Then maybe they'll pick you up.
There's a cover-up. She understands the cover-up.
Yeah.
That's a real good mental progression.
And then went and tried to do away with the, potential witnesses that could report the crime.
She basically did the same thing. Yeah. She wanted to do like in The Shining when he cut the radio so Wendy couldn't call down to the station.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
She was cutting the communications.
What a scary movie.
Horrifying.
Lloyd.
Great bartender though.
Yeah.
He was.
Best bartender from here to Portland, Maine, or Portland,
poor
Oregon.
Scatman Crothers, huh?
Got what he had coming. That's what you get when you go up in the middle of the fucking winter and interfere with the caretaker.
With a snowcat.
Yeah.
How long did it take him to get up there? 10 years?
Is anybody home? It's an axe in the middle of his chest.
Yeah, can you believe it?
Did you see Ready Player One?
Was that with Joaquin Phoenix?
No. Ready Player One was it was a book. It was like a sci-fi book that got turned into a movie. Spielberg directed it. It was about the VR and they do a full recreation of The Shining in it. You should watch it purely for this scene because it is the most perfect recreate of The Shining I have ever seen.
Which one? The elevator scene?
They do the whole lobby elevator scene, and it goes on for 10 minutes. But shot for shot, because the whole point is in this video game, you can immerse yourself in any movie. And so the character immerses himself in The Shining to go find something in this quest that he's on. But it is so flawless and amazing. It's easily the best part of the film. You should give it a watch.
I will watch that because anything with The Shining, the 2 little girls that were not in the book that Kubrick just put in to make horrifying.
Unbelievable. The bathtub, everything about it.
Did you like the sequel that Ewan McGregor was in?
I didn't see it. I heard
sequels.
it was good, but I didn't see it.
It was actually okay.
Sequels.
It was actually okay. Yeah. I didn't absolutely hate it. I thought it was an interesting.
Shelley Duvall was great.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
It was a rough. That was a rough shoot. from what
Yes.
I've heard. Stanley was on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he could be. I interviewed Malcolm McDowell once, and I asked him about Clockwork Orange, and he said that like he had no relationship with Kubrick after, and you could tell that it hurt him. Like
Was he rough?
I think that Malcolm just, from what I remember, just wanted to continue talking to Kubrick and knowing him, but Kubrick seemed like the guy. Like when he was done, that's it.
Yeah.
I hate that he would fucking burn all of his extra. I would kill to see extra footage of Clockwork Orange or any of these like deleted scenes. But he had it all burned.
It was great for mental health, Clockwork Orange. I mean, the guy never did anything ever again.
Honestly, he didn't. But then all of a sudden, at the end, you
It
realize
it must have been the milk.
it was the yeah.
Was it Moloko Velocet? Is that the
Yeah,
milk?
Velocet or Synthemesque.
Yeah.
But no, they were at the very end of Clockwork. You could tell he went back to his good old thinking.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking about the woman like being naked and fucking, and you're like, yeah, he's back.
I mean, what movies? What prolific some of these movies? I mean, he's done so many movies that it's just unbelievable.
His whole thing, though, I read this recently, is that when he started directing, he wanted to do a film in every genre, and he kind of did. He did sci-fi, he did horror, he did a war film, he did a period piece. Like you look at every one of his films, they're in a total different category. No, he never did the same category of film.
And a romantic comedy, if you want to talk about Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
I mean, I would give that.
Wow,
that had
that was
rom-com
a very-
vibes to it.
I guess so. That was a very interesting movie.
But is that? I mean, I know it's a Kubrick, but he technically didn't finish it.
No, I know he died while they were making it, and it was
what did he die of?
Yeah, I had a heart attack 8 days after they wrapped filming.
really.
Yeah.
Barry Lyndon too, shot with only candlelight, I think.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting body of work.
So you interviewed everybody.
I didn't
pretty
interview
much.
Kubrick. No, Malcolm McDowell.
No, I know.
A lot of people, yeah.
How was Malcolm McDowell?
It was such a weird episode. We had him and Brian Johnson the same day, and I knew that they would know each other. I just knew.
Yeah.
And I forget who was I think Brian Johnson was first. He was promoting this book on cars. And then him and Malcolm were talking, and they were singing something together. It was a really great day on the radio.
What's been your, out of everyone you've interviewed, whether it's your podcasts or on the radio, is there like one that really stands out?
Honestly, your father was probably because he was my
knew he was
favorite
gonna say
person,
that.
but it's the truth. I mean, it really is. Like the first time I talked to him, I couldn't talk. He was in, and I was just kind of speechless. But as he would come in over the years, I would say interviewing him was my favorite because he was just such a great. He was funny, and and I was talking to Ozzy. I also we interviewed a guy one time. He was a cop. He was an ex-Milwaukee cop. He was about 6'10", and I forget his name. Patrick Kennedy.
Hightower.
Hightower. Patrick Kennedy. He was the guy who debriefed Jeffrey Dahmer when he was arrested. When Dahmer got arrested, this is the guy who talked to him.
I want to hear this.
And they were promoting a documentary on Dahmer.
Yeah, I know. What did he say?
He was talking about how he didn't believe him. And he said that Dahmer was talking about all these bodies. And he goes, I didn't even write it down. And then he goes, one of the officers called from the scene and said, yeah, we just found a head in the refrigerator. And then he had to go back into the room and go, all right, Jeffrey, tell me again what you were saying. And then he started writing all of the stuff down. But he passed away before we could interview him a second time.
Oh.
He was one of my favorites. And also Clint Hill, who was a Secret Service agent in the Kennedy assassination. He's the guy who climbs on the back of the car after the shooting. And we interviewed him, and he was talking about going to the Parkland Memorial, looking down into the president's head, and knowing that he was the first one who knew he was dead, besides probably Jacqueline.
So he's the one that tried to push her back in the car.
He did, yes, yeah, Clint Hill. Yeah.
Wow, I never think. Wow, that's very interesting.
Fascinating guy. I mean, those guys like that were a lot of times really, really interesting guys too. Guys you might not expect. John Douglas, who was that he would profile serial killers. Fascinating guy.
So you like serial killers, like people?
Just the guy. Well, no, not necessarily. I've kind of turned on them, but just guys that dealt with them, I think, are very interesting.
Yeah, like the profilers.
The profilers, they're such smart people.
Yeah.
You never interviewed a serial killer, did you?
No. Frank Lucas we talked to. He was great. The guy from who Denzel played in American Gangster.
Yeah.
He was a very interesting guy. I love drug dealers.
Yeah.
Rick Ross. Not the rapper, but the drug dealer.
Oh, you interview them?
Yeah. They're just really fascinating guys because they've lived a life so different.
Sure.
You know, and they're people that never would have given me this information 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, what I used to listen to a lot was when you would have, it was on XM when you had, people would call in with like crazy life things.
Yes.
Dude, I loved that. And I'm going to pay you an orca compliment. So if you want to avert your eyes, I'll do it. there was never any judgment from you. People would call with the craziest shit, and you'd be like, okay. Like, it never fazed you.
It's funny, my podcast now is called Jim Norton Can't Save You, and I have a comedian or a guest on, and people call in because I miss doing that.
Yeah.
I love when they call in, and like it's legitimate problems.
Yeah.
And I think the key with stuff like that is I am not qualified to tell other people how to live their life. It's all guesswork. You guess, this is what I think, or this is what worked for me, you know? But I think that's all we can do. I can't, if you judge people, they're not going to call in.
No.
You know, nobody needs to be scolded. Like if you're thinking about fucking your brother's wife, you know you're fucked up. You don't need me to tell you that.
Yeah.
I do like the call-ins, Jack.
Oh, that's so good.
I love when people call in.
Yeah. Is there anything that in particular that stands out from some of the call-ins you've had?
People who've contemplated suicide or, I mean, you know, the worst call-in was the guy who sued me. But he wasn't an advice show caller. It was an Opie and Anthony guest. We argued and he wound up suing me.
Wow.
Did he serve you on the show?
No, I insulted him he was a lawyer and I insulted him on the show. And we,
What a baby.
we argued for an hour. He was like one of those guys' rights incel fucks.
Yeah.
And he challenged me to a duel. It was really bizarre.
Like a
duel.
sword
No,
duel?
no. He
a
went out
mental,
to South
a mental,
America and
a
shoot.
mental.
Oh.
Yeah, a mental duel.
And he was just
No, you
a
said
real
with a
sword.
gun.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, with a gun. And then during the that was in 2009, 2008. And then in the pandemic, he dressed like a FedEx worker and went and shot some judge's son in New Jersey.
That was
that Roy Hollander, yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, he was a phone call. And he kept trying to come back on our show.
Are you lucky?
He wanted to fight us. I met him once, too. I met with him in a lawyer's office because he was accusing me of sending him white powder like anthrax. He was fucking nuts. this guy.
Anthrax.
Yeah, he was a real piece of shit. But yeah, he was going to kill like Sonia Sotomayor from the Supreme Court. And this other judge in New Jersey, her son happened to answer the door. He was going for her.
Yeah.
He hated women. We got it out of him that he had married some like Russian bride. And we just made fun of him. You know, we didn't know he was dangerous. And he was like a 50-year-old white guy who took hip-hop classes. So we just brutalized him because he was such a dick.
Hip-hop classes.
And then he sued me for defamation.
Wow.
For $500,000. Yeah, he didn't win. But it dragged on for about a year. And then my lawyer was in court reading some of the things I said to him during the radio show. Like I accused him of fucking chickens. It was we really beat this guy down. And he said the other people in the court started laughing. And then Roy just goes, "Oh, we could settle this, Your Honor," because he knew he was about to be humiliated.
Yeah, because clearly it was like...
Not going his way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that was the weirdest call-in. That's the one that stands out the most.
That's fucking... And then for him to go and murder someone, and because I remember that fully.
Yeah, he had stage 4, I think, stomach cancer. And he was just a terrible person.
Of course he did. That's stage 4.
Yeah,
of course.
that's what it is. You know, you I don't know how you keep all
Inflammation.
There you go with your inflammation.
Right in the stomach. Inflammation.
Probably.
So you love doing the fight podcast, right?
With Matt Serra, yeah. I love Matt. Matt's the most genuine guy I've ever known. Like he's exactly
He's a real New Yorker.
how you think he's going to be.
Yeah.
What you hear in the podcast or what you see in interviews, that's who this guy is. There's no phoniness.
How did you connect with him?
Matt and I had met. I knew Dana because I used to interview fighters. And Dana always liked us because we were one of the earlier shows to have fighters on consistently. So Dana said to me one time years ago, he goes, "You and I are going to work together someday." And then a couple of years later, he goes, "Hey, man, we're doing a UFC podcast. Matt Serra, who I had interviewed, goes, you want to do it with Matt?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then I just got serious to give me permission to do an outside podcast, and that was it.
Wow.
He just told me, "This is what it's paying. You want to do it? Okay." It was that simple.
Wow.
No lawyers tied up into it. It was just Dana and a phone call.
Well, it's funny. I didn't realize that was the backstory because I was gonna ask how you using UFC in the title. I was like, how was that accomplished? But I guess it's
their official podcast.
Wow.
Just me and Matt talking, and I know there's a lot more qualified guys than me to talk. But they hired me because I'm a fan. Like it's not. I'm not Ariel Helwani, who's an expert, or I'm not John Anik. Like you know what I mean? The guys that are true MMA experts. I'm a fucking dumb comic.
But 90% of people watching UFC are not UFC experts.
Right. And there's questions. There's things they'll say, and I'll ask. Like we had somebody on recently who was talking about a 10-finger guillotine, and I'm like, what exactly is a 10-finger? Because I hadn't heard that term before. Like I ask things I think that the fighters wouldn't think to ask because they know. So you have to realize sometimes regular people don't know what a lot of this shit is.
I mean, it's crazy. UFC actually, why it's so popular is because people can actually think they can do it. I mean, people come into jiu-jitsu all the time, and they're like, oh, what is this? It's not real. This is fake, and this, you know what I mean? It's like, the fighters are real. I mean, they train. Like, it's like anything else. Like, are you gonna challenge a professional basketball player? No. Everyone think they can fight though. I mean, it's unreal.
I used to have guys do moves on me. I would try it, but not out of ego. Like, I wanted to see, what does this feel like? And
I've seen it.
BJ Penn did the armbar. He was the first one.
Oh, your arm must have been killing you after.
But he did it gently. I mean, I wasn't challenging like some macho asshole. I had Cain Velasquez fucking choke me. John Jones kicked me. Ronda armbar me. Like, there was some real... Rashad choked me.
How was a John Jones kick?
It hurt so much. We had him on quite a few times, but there was one time it was in fight week. I think he was fighting
I
jail.
don't even want to know how
he put his shin in my thigh.
No pad.
No, but it wasn't a full kick.
Yeah,
but it hurt so much.
You didn't walk for a week.
I had to shit and I had to vomit. I went to the bathroom. I was lightheaded.
Were you sweating instantly?
It was my body went into shock because I
couldn't believe it.
It was like a Charlie horse, but kicked by one of the greatest fighters in history, and he didn't do it full force.
Yeah.
He probably did it 15%.
The next day, you were limping.
I had a boot on my foot for a while after that. Because,
Almost meniscus torn.
Yeah, it was very bad. There's a video of Fabricio Verdum. If you know, he's a heavyweight champion at one point.
Big jiu-jitsu
kicking
guy.
A reporter. Yeah, high level black belt. Kicking a reporter in the leg. The reporter had asked him, and but Fabricio gave him a really hard kick, and the guy falls down, and he can't breathe. He's like struggling to breathe, and I'm like, "That's exactly, yeah, I know that feeling." Who would
ask? Like,
you go in shock.
I just know because I've been training. They're like, "Hey, you want to check?" I'm no, absolutely not. Hey, do you want some? Absolutely not. It's
like these.
Why? I don't want to.
All these influencers that keep challenging Strickland. Have you? And
it's crazy.
They keep getting in the cage with Strickland. What is it? 3 or 4 guys now?
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You couldn't. Honestly, if someone said, here's $5 million, go do some legit rounds with Strickland, I'd be like, okay,
people
fine.
are just not smart. I think that's what it is. I think the demographics, they think in their brains until they feel it, then all of a sudden, that's it. It's over.
They don't understand. Strickland is a professional and a former champion, but he's also a fucking. That's the guy he is. Like you think he's not pretending. He will actually put in real effort and punch you.
Oh yeah, he's not. He's not holding back.
No, I don't think he's gonna go. Like, he's not gonna hurt someone as bad as he could.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously could really hurt someone, but he's gonna make you regret getting in the cage. You're not gonna get like a playful. Like when I was having people kick me, Anderson Silva didn't really want to kick me. He did it really light. If that had been Strickland, I would have been in a tremendous
another
amount
boot.
of pain.
Another boot.
Yeah.
In a chair.
If you're stupid enough to ask, I'll do it.
How about Ronda? Was she a little? Did she manhandle you too, or no?
Easily. Yeah. The armbar was very unpleasant. She was great though. I really liked.
It was unpleasant.
Very unpleasant. But she was.
I did a show with Ronda one time years and years ago, and I thought she was awesome. She was so cool and down to earth, and I really liked Ronda when I worked with her.
They were my favorite people to talk to, the fighters, because they were very humble. Like, I've interviewed boxers and NFL guys, and they're
not humble.
They really have an arrogance to them that the fighters don't. And Rogan's had an interesting point. He's like, it's like comedy where every day you're getting tapped. Like, you're always doing jokes that don't work. You're always trying things that bomb. So you're always put back kind of, okay, I got to work at this. And in the gym, you're always getting submitted. You're always getting tapped.
It humbles you.
Humbles you. So I think those fighters, plus they're the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
And Dana is very good to fans. So shit rolls downhill. They're very good to fans. Mm-hmm. I've never seen fighters turn fans away for photos or anything. Like, I've been to a lot of events, and they're always.
And you go still a lot, don't you?
Yeah, it's harder because I work. And then UFC has the nerve to schedule these things on
Saturdays.
Saturday. Yeah, the Jones fight is when I'm working.
Why don't they
on
do
the
it
West
on
Coast.
Wednesday for you?
What's that?
Wednesday would be a good day.
That would be really.
That would be really nice.
Or
right?
I should just plan better.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't. You're multitasking.
I say the last fight I went to. It's been a while. I was at the fight where Amanda knocked out Cyborg.
Okay,
that's one of the most exciting things I've ever seen. I think they were the co-main, and I want to guess John Jones was the main event. I just don't remember. But watching her drop Chris Cyborg is one of the most exciting things I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Chris Cyborg is not a small human being.
No, I mean, Amanda went up and wait for it, and she dropped her in the first round. It was fucking crazy.
Did you ever get McGregor on the show?
No, I've only met him once. I don't know him. I had a weird moment where somebody introduced me to Connor, and then later that night, I was talking to Stipe, and I introduced him and Connor. But I was just saying, he's heavyweight. and I think Connor knew who he was, but I didn't know Connor well enough to do that. I was just there.
We've talked about it so many times on the podcast, but we went to the Mayweather McGregor fight back in the day, and randomly we ended up at some just restaurant in the hotel lobby, and he walked in with all his posse, and like ended up getting a photo with him. It was a really funny interaction with him.
His mother knows.
No, his mother just recognized my. They don't know each other.
Oh, okay. They don't know each other at all.
No.
They just okay.
Yeah.
That was the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only met him once, but he was nice when I met him, and I like how when he loses, he's usually graceful.
Yeah.
I didn't like what he said about Poirier after he lost, but he usually is just like, hey man, he won, he beat me, the guy,
Do you ever worry though, like, because I would kind of worry, like doing a UFC podcast, right? And if you don't like a fighter and you're like, yeah, fuck that fighter, and next thing you know, you're like seeing him in the halls of UFC world, you're kind of like, oh yeah, that guy.
Has that ever happened?
No, I'm always respectful because even the worst of them is better than anyone else alive who's not a fighter. Like, so no, I'm never arrogant enough to be like, there's guys who I haven't really enjoyed, but there's nobody I really hate in the UFC. Like, I you know what I mean?
I think it's hard to hate UFC fighters because it's, like you said, there's a humility around it.
And they're making me happy with what they're doing. Like, I love, like, Colby Covington's not one of my favorite people, but I have a lot of respect for him as a fighter. Yeah. And the 2 times I've interviewed him, he was very nice. I don't hate him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would never think, like, I hope that guy gets hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I love watching him fight.
I mean, he really is like Southern, like he's like a Floridian with the outfit, the whole thing. I mean, he really is.
But he sells fights.
He does.
He sells fights. Like, there is, at the end of the day, him and Connor and those guys know how to sell fights. Yeah.
He does know how to sell fights.
Yeah. So I mean, I enjoy. I'm glad he's in the UFC. I like watching him. I don't need to love a guy to love watching them fight.
I've a few times I've hung out with Mick Maynard.
Okay.
And I always love chatting with him just because he is so finger on the pulse with
He knows everything.
He knows everything about everyone. People coming up through just that could be potential UFC fighters. And he's just a great conversation to have.
Like a baseball scout.
Yeah.
He's a great baseball scout. Like, he sees everything. He knows who will match up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still am awed at how good the cards are.
Yes. Yeah.
They really are. The matchmaking, I think, with him now, because he does train. So it's like, I think he knows the matches to do.
And it's great, too, because he's like, he's really low profile, and he's really strategic about kind of, you don't really see him out very, you could be in a room and not realize that's who you're in the room with.
It's like Hunter from the UFC.
Hunter Campbell, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dana, it's funny. I love Dana because he's so honest. Like, if he doesn't like a fight, he's like, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
That was shit. That was boring. Like, so when a guy will say that about his own fight, you know that, like, I can trust that this guy's opinion is genuine.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't like Dana, but I don't like why. Like, he's by far my favorite CEO in sports. It's not even close.
100%.
He just doesn't care. He'll say anything on it, whatever's on his mind.
Nor should he care. It's like and that to me is like, that level of confidence is, I think it's a really, I think for young men, that's a good kind of role model. It's like, no, that guy, if he doesn't mean it, he's not going to say it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And he will call someone out, like one of the news reporters, he'll call them out instantly.
Yeah.
What did you like about that fight? What was wrong with that fight?
Yeah, that's a stupid question.
It's a dumb question.
Yeah. It is nice to see them the press catching a beating sometimes.
Yeah. They will ask some of the dumbest questions. They don't even know. The knowledge they have is just, I mean, the problem is with that sport, it's so technical. There's so many aspects to that sport.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't know.
My only issue though, since doing jiu-jitsu,
I can't wait to hear.
Is now when I watch UFC, if they don't go to the ground, I find it boring. Whereas before doing jiu-jitsu, I was always like, why are they on the ground? It's stupid.
Oh, you prefer the ground,
man, I love it when they...
You love when they do, so you can technically watch what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like the whole fight to be on the ground, but I do like watching how somebody gets up. Like, I just watched formerly Bobby King Green fighting. He fought this, I forget the kid's name, it was a guy's first time in the UFC. And just watching him get up, watching Green get up so effortlessly. Like, some guys are just impossible.
Have you interviewed Bobby Green?
Yes. Yeah, a few times.
How great's the story about his trainer who was in jail?
I don't think I know the story.
Oh, his trainer was in jail, and just beating everybody up. I forgot the guy's name, but it was Bobby Green and his trainer on Joe Rogan. And something happened. I don't know the backstory, but he was in jail, and it was just like, yeah, I mean, like guys were coming, wanting to fight me. I was choking this guy. I was beating this guy. It was like, it was a crazy story. Like, because he was a black belt and he fought, I think, maybe Strikeforce. I don't know, Bellator, but it was a crazy story as like these guys go, to jail, and a lot of these guys get interviewed. It's the same thing I hear from War Machine.
Yeah.
Here's a question. You might know the answer to this. Now that UFC is doing the kind of grappling only,
Yes.
Is it the same doping testing for them as it is for the UFC guys?
Honestly, I don't know the answers. I'm going to guess it is, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's just with all the, no-gi jiu-jitsu tournaments, it's everyone's.
Dude, we can get you a fight with Moneyberg.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
You've been training?
We did, yeah.
How was he? I don't know him.
My take on it is, and Drexler brought this up very well, which was everyone's kind of coming at him for his, you got your black belt in 3 years. Everyone's coming at him.
Yeah.
Everyone should be directing that kind of scrutiny to his main coach, because his main coach gave him the belt, right?
Jake, yeah.
Yeah, and I said that to him. I said, Jake's prolific. Yeah,
And
if
if-
Cesar
and if-
Gracie, you're not getting better than that.
And so if his coach signed up on it, and if you throw in the fact like, okay, this guy is doing what, 20 to 40 hours a week on the mat is what he was saying. And,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got an ability to retain what you're learning, and you've got the physical capability,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, was it? Didn't BJ Penn?
BJ Penn did, yeah.
In 3 years.
But a guy, an athlete, that's the kind of, and I don't know if this guy's a black belt or not. Like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I could care less. I mean, if he is great. If he's not, all right.
Yeah.
But BJ was just such a phenomenal athlete. Like, BJ is a
Kyle
fucking...
Terra, like guys who, I have a thought process because I've been training so long. I mean, a lot of it is the technicality. The other part is the mentality and working with, the people within the school. And also for me too, it's not for everybody, but the competition. I loved like mimicking my coach the way he came up. I mean, it took me 12 years to get my black belt, training 5-6 days a week, competing all the time. But what it did, it built such a foundation for me. It built a foundation because I think there's parts of jiu-jitsu people are missing, right? Like what happens, someone comes at you and is trying to steal your lunch money. Like, how do you control that person? Do you break down? Do you relax? How do you maintain the mental aspect to really last to the end of the round?
Right.
How do you conduct yourself off the mats? How do you conduct yourself on the mats? So I think to me, it's a lot of years, right? Like coming up almost 20 years, it's like I'm still learning and I still love it. I still love getting taught and learning more information. And I think that's the way jiu-jitsu has to be. You can learn from everyone, a white belt, blue belt, purple belt. I just hate a lot of these black belts that are cocky, like, oh, I can't learn from anyone, or I can't do this. Or the black belts that come in and just destroying their teammates.
Yeah.
Like go do that in a tournament. I know you're not going to do it. You're just not. So that's my mentality. I think it's a longer process, a real long process.
Yeah. I don't know much about Moneyberg. I've seen...
nice guy, by the way. He's very nice to us.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
And I like Jake. I mean, Jake is legit. I mean, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
Gordon Ryan, obviously, John Danaher. Like, he has great people around him.
Exactly. And I don't think those people are going to turn around and go, oh, just because he paid me to coach him, I'm going to give... I don't know. They've got too big of reputations to potentially...
Well, John, listen to me. John's not giving anyone a belt.
Yeah.
I mean, John is so prolific on a certain way you have to be. If you train with him, it doesn't even matter if you're technically ready. Like, the process is so long with John because there's a lot that goes into it, right? There's a lot that goes into it. You ever seen how long some of those guys have taken to get a black belt from him? I mean, that's legit as legit's going to be. Yeah. I mean, it really is. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's never really competed, which is kind of strange.
He had injuries, I think.
Yeah.
I believe it was John Danaher.
Yeah,
I thought it was injuries. There was reasons he couldn't.
Yeah,
I thought
he doesn't roll. He hasn't rolled in a long time, kind of. But like, I mean, listen, he's a scientist. He's a Stanford professor.
But think about like legendary football coaches. They don't play football anymore,
right?
But they know the fucking game. They know what works. They know what doesn't. I don't think because you're, I think for some coaches, yeah. Like ours, our coach, between teaching class and doing privates, he's on the mat like 30 hours a week.
Our professor's almost a 6th-degree black belt, and he's competed over 150 times. Like, to me, like, he's a savage.
Yeah.
He taps me like there's no tomorrow. There's levels, right? I'm a black belt, and then there's the high level black belt, and you can't even, like, for me, I can't roll with him, really. I mean, it's a matter of time. But, like, it's great to see. Like, you got to know there's levels, right? There's always levels.
Yeah.
But that's what's great about jiu-jitsu, and that's what's great about the UFC. There are levels to the game of people. Just getting more and more. And that back in the day, you had one aspect of the game, and you were just winning all the time. Hey, you did jiu-jitsu, you're beating everybody.
Right.
You did stand-up, you were a wrestler. That's not the way it is anymore. I mean, the level of talent is amazing now. It's so crazy to be in the UFC. Back then,
God, yeah.
Well, young people now, they're all learning MMA, like complete MMA, and not just. They're not like specialists. Like Damian Maia was a specialist, or Matt Serra was a specialist. Matt just had really heavy hands. Like, he had fucking.
I mean, look at his
giant.
I mean, he's got meat hooks.
Fists.
He's got meat hooks.
Yeah, he does. And he's the nicest guy in the world. But if you meet Matt and you want to talk to him, just compliment on how good it was to watch him knock out Frank Trigg. There's nothing that makes him happier than that. You knocked out Frank Trigg. Makes him happier than the GSP win.
Matt Serra was in Dubai, and I guess the guy came over. Who was the coach?
You mean the trainer the coach for Sanchez?
Diego Sanchez.
Diego Sanchez, yeah.
And he was and Matt's like, listen. Matt's another guy, he's a real Long Island. It's like, listen. I told you once. It's enough. Go away.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's what's great about Matt. Or you see him on the streets. He's like, go away. This is the wrong block for you. Matt will, he has no problem. Nice.
He doesn't suffer fools at all. Yeah.
No. Great in Vegas, too.
Do you train with Matt?
No, it's funny. Matt and I are very close, and I've never trained with him because he's on Long Island. But he's the one who brought me to Henzo's. He's the one that's got me to go do it, really. And he keeps on saying he's going to come in. But he's busy. He
got
travels.
a huge academy. Yeah,
I'm busy. He's busy, but I really want to.
Yeah.
Just to learn.
Doesn't he have a bagel place or a pizza place out in Long Island?
He goes to a pizza place. Yeah, they named a pizza after him.
Yeah, they did.
Slice. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. He's like, I grew up on Long Island.
Is he like the king of Long Island?
Well, pizza, bagels, pasta. These guys can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever have a meal with him?
Many. Yeah.
Many.
We used to do studio. We used to do it in studio. So we would eat lunch all the time after. And I've been to his house, and he's been to my house. And, we're like legit. He's like one
That's
of my
nice. I heard
friends.
he's like the nicest guy of all time.
He is. And he's a non-bully, which I love.
You like that?
Yeah.
I don't like bullies, man.
I don't like bullies either.
No.
Not in this sport, especially if you trained. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I'm on the airplane, and I see people. I'm like, there's a lot of bullies on this airplane. Like, I hate bullies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bullies on airplanes.
Well, on that note, I know you've got some other shit you got to get into.
Yep. Let's do it.
Get you out of here.
Yes.
Jim, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, buddy. I'm really nice doing it.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Happy
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.